The most neglected task in preaching and public speaking is getting adequate, consistent and constructive feedback. Comments as people leave the auditorium may help you feel good, or perhaps not, but well-critiqued sermons and speeches will make you a better public speaker. Critique gets to the heart of your subject matter. It also shows you where and how to improve your delivery. You can watch some companion videos about this in our series Crazy About Creativity, where we deal with all kinds of ideas about feedback and critique in text, images and so on. Seek out a few people who will help you in this task. Learn the value of this kind of critique. There'll always be more positives than negatives if you prepare your speech honestly, thinking about the outcomes you want. Create opportunities in the service or during the speech to establish a personal rapport with the audience. Help them to feel they know a little bit about you. Also, help them to continue to be attuned to that during the speech, for you will be critiqued by all of them on your ability to establish and maintain a warm, friendly, open style. Here are some things your listeners can constructively critique. Ensure that your speech has at least one point that's useful. Did your friends hear the useful point? If they say no, it's you, not them, needing to do some revision and editing of the speech. You can't achieve a whole lot of things in one speech, so aim to communicate a few things very well. Get your listeners to ensure the sermon keeps focus on the objectives. Ask your helpers to keep a listening ear out for this focus. Now, having this kind of external help's invaluable, but there's another way of getting and using feedback. Next time you have to write a speech or deliver a sermon, start by giving some feedback. Now, how can you do that? Well, listening to or reading other people's sermons or watching them on video, then critiquing them yourself is a highly productive way of getting on the road to excellent preaching. Was your attention wholly captivated by their message? Did your mind wander? Can you analyze what held your attention, as well as reasons for being distracted? If you can do that for someone else, you can see how it applies to yourself. It is, after all, very difficult to sit and listen for any length of time beyond 8-12 minutes to just one voice on just one subject. Ask yourself whether you were satisfied by their speeches. What cried out to be changed? And what was so compelling it couldn't have been said in any other way? Put yourself into that preacher's shoes. Do you think she or he was adequately supported by the rest of the worship team or the nature of the event itself? And was the cause helped or hindered by the physical surroundings? Or if you're reading a sermon, what feedback would you have given to the preacher? So in the same way, don't hesitate to ask for constructive criticism because you want to improve your standards. It's not always advisable to seek help from kindly souls who are just always going to be positive. Sometimes the critique you need stings because there's a grain of truth in it. But until you hear that feedback, how will you know what you need to work on? The more you act positively on constructive critiques of your sermons, the more your own power as a preacher will deepen. Take a cue from Robert Strauss, a former US diplomat, ambassador to Russia. He said, quote, "Before I begin this speech, I have something to say," unquote. I love that. If you want people to listen, you must have something to say, and you must learn how to communicate it effectively. It can all be improved on if you can design your speech or sermon so that a number of people have participated in the underlying creative processes, giving feedback along the way, and delivered it so that feedback is also built into the event. Then you'll find you'll take more risks as a public speaker or preacher. The art of giving and receiving feedback has to be learned by both the givers and the recipients. The best feedback can sometimes occur when the preacher and the congregation know the subject matter reasonably well and a worship team has worked on it. They've prepared the ground. That said, there are still occasions where it's a good and desirable ideal for a particular kind of service to be largely the creation of just one person, you. You as preacher need to find your place on that spectrum, at least for the time being. It requires you to be able to give and take constructive feedback. So we've come to the end of this short series on the art and craft of preaching. These are the videos to accompany a significant set of resources, some of which consist of sermons from many different people around New Zealand. It's part of the Kiwi Connexion heritage. You can give and receive feedback on your sermons in there and also on others. So why not join us and learn a lot more about the art and craft of preaching? And thanks for watching. Next week, as usual, we'll have a new video series. This time it's Genesis and science. Look forward to it. See you then.